We just finished up working together. What's close rate at now that we just finished up together?
51%.
22% to 51%.
Yeah.
What did that do to the revenue of the business just in terms of sales, like when you hired me and where we're at now?
Yeah. So on that month, we ended up at 39K in revenue. And this month, we're just behind 50K, and it's just May 23rd, which means that in the next 7, 8 days, we may be able to increase that number significantly.
Will this be the first time you've done over 50K in a month?
Yeah.
I'm here today with Juan and Daniel. Super excited to have you guys both here. So, Juan, if you could give the people just a quick 2-minute overview of what kind of coach you are, what your business is, and then also kind of educate them on how Daniel kind of comes into the fold and what he does for you.
Yeah. So basically, what we do is that we are a learning coaching company in which we help medical doctors pass a difficult exam to become specialists instead of just general practitioners. That's basically what we do, and we give our clients a proven process for improving their exam scores. And yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And so I'm curious, when you were first introduced to me, obviously, you know that my job as a coach was to help you with close rate and things like that. But why did you hire me? What was going wrong or not at a level that you wanted it to be that really compelled you to reach out to me and hire me?
Yeah, so we've been working with Daniel for the past like 3 months, 3 months and a half. He is closing for me. We are in the Latin American market, which means that to get to interesting numbers, we have to have a lot of lead inflow and also a lot of sales calls every single day. So Daniel was taking sales calls, most of the sales calls, and we were having a close rate of around 22% on that front. And we of course knew there was some room for improvement there. And since I knew you, I saw the real value you you provide to everyone that knows you. Those two plates behind you speak for themselves, of course. And yeah, that's why.
So it's mainly a closing percentage issue where you guys were at 22%. You had a ton of leads on the calendar, too many for you to take on your own. So you brought Daniel in to close for you and with you. But it was mainly a close percentage issue at 22%. You knew that you guys were leaving a ton of money on the table.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it. And so now, 8 weeks later, we just finished up working together. What's close rate at now that we just finished up together?
51% for this month.
Wow. So we go from 22% to 51%.
Yeah.
What did that do to the revenue of the business just in terms of sales, like when you hired me and where we're at now?
Yeah. So on that month, we ended up at 39K in revenue. And this month, we're just behind 50K, and it's just May 23rd, which means that in the next 7, 8 days, we may be able to increase that number significantly.
Will this be the first time you've done over 50K in a month?
Yeah.
Congrats. It's amazing. You guys deserve it.
Thanks, man. Of course, it's also because of your teachings, and not only on the sales side, but on the mindset side. We were speaking today with Daniel about the thing of not like trying to catch up with our prospects below our standards, but making our prospect meet our standards. And I think the self-worth you have shown we have is also a huge part. Sometimes we, or at least myself as an entrepreneur, kind of have this problem of I may know I'm sufficiently proficient, but sometimes a person that is with you, helping you, and has an outside view of what you're doing is the person that really can bring you to the next level. And that's what you did for us.
Love that. Daniel, what would you say if you had to categorize like one takeaway? What was your one single biggest takeaway from us kind of working hands-on inside of your sales process?
Mm, I believe the like Juan just say the mindset, like to be more confident about where I should be during the call, the process, and how to also manage the objections and to have the you know like the really focused mindset on yeah, I have to be like upper here and I have control of the situation.
Yeah, having control of that call is huge
Yes.
because for people to buy, they have to trust you, and people are on the call because they want to be led by you. And if you're not even able to lead them on a sales call, they're not going to trust that you guys can lead them inside of the program. So that authoritative leadership on the call is really easy to accomplish when we break up the call with my methodology, the RFPDP method. It's kind of having these little stops and checkpoints and boxes along the way. So mentally, okay, I'm in rapport. Here's the two questions I need to ask. I'm framing the call. Here's the statements I need to make. I'm in discovery. Here's the questions I need to ask. I'm in my pitch. Here's the way I need to structure these statements. Then I do my price drop. And then ultimately, if there are objections, I can handle them. So it's nice to see you guys taking that methodology in full swing. And I mean, obviously, the results are kind of speaking for themselves. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Juan, what do you think the trajectory looks like for the business? Because I remember when you first hired me, you guys were kind of hitting a ceiling on price because there's the Latin America market. And so we had talked about expanding out to the US market because there's plenty of doctors that speak Spanish in America as well as Latin America. So like what do you see the next 6 month trajectory now that we're done working together with everything I've equipped you guys with? What do you kind of see that trajectory looking like?
Yeah, I mean, we already have a proven sales process that backs up our marketing process. We have been also training a second closer to close for us with the same RFPDP method. And the kid just closed his first deal just yesterday, which means that this is not only a way to increase your close percentage, but to do it like efficiently. Because when you can transfer the knowledge easily, you can improve your results in a good way. And I think something I really like about your methodology is you're really based on principles. And when you operate on principles, then you know why you're doing what you're doing, and it really helps on confidence and stuff. And taking into account what you asked, next 6 months look for us like really shiny, I think, because now that we have Daniel closing at this percentage, this new person also starting to close, we just need to like sort things out on the marketing side. We already have the delivery side like dialed in, which means that it's just a matter of how much ad spend are we going to put in and to get into. I think something that really resonated with me and with us on the first call was that thing on expanding our like geography for the people we were selling to. We were able to close 3 KPF with that, and we now know what's possible. Then you suggested that we go to Spain too, and it has also worked. We've been closing a couple people that are in Spain too, which means that it's not only the fact that you help us increase our close percentage, but that the experience you have gives you a lot of context to suggest things to us. It's like a holistic approach, not only to sales, but to your business. And finally, to our lives based on the principles you teach us. Like this authoritative leadership, it's not only applicable on the call, it's applicable on your life. And that's a huge change that we've been seeing. And at least I've been seeing too in my life. I think I have been able to take more control of my life after working with you, because I knew what was really possible. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember you and I had a good heart-to-heart on one of our one-on-one calls, and we were talking about the mindsets and the beliefs that you had, not about sales, but just about business and money and growth and abundance. And we started breaking down those limiting beliefs, and I started kind of coaching you through why they were bullshit and they weren't real. You've made them real, but we started breaking them down. And then I know that you immediately took action and started taking some steps to show yourself that, hey, I am worthy of the money I'm making and I am helping a lot of people. And we started kind of building that confidence in you. And I know that, yes, making money and doing business is cool, but living an abundant life outside of business with your family, with your partners, with your team, like that's really cool too. And it's amazing to see you embracing that and embodying that and kind of stepping into your full potential, not just in the business, but also outside of it as well.
Yeah.
It's a great job doing that. So if somebody was thinking about hiring me, maybe they were on the fence thinking about it, what advice would you give to them? What would you kind of tell them?
Just like every single week that you delay start working with Austin, you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. It's just facts. And the track record Austin has speaks for himself. And he's a really like ethic man doing his job. And also he really cares about ourselves as his clients, and also care that we help our clients in the best way possible, because he's not only teaching us sales for the sake of selling or increasing revenue, but for the sake of helping, which is huge.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, because I do care about you guys. And I also care about your clients, right? Because if I'm going to help you sell more clients, Kitty's coming in to say hi. If I help you guys sell more clients, I want to make sure that you guys are actually fulfilling and doing a good job. I don't want to help somebody sell a crappy program, which is going to negatively impact the world. So it's important that you guys take care of your people as well. But Daniel, any advice that you would give for somebody who's maybe on the fence or thinking about working with me?
Sure, like that all that you have like had built in the process, like the structure, it works a lot, and if you believe and follow the instructions, you will get a lot of results like as soon as possible. Like it's a little change can make you go further, and you have all the structure already done for us.
Yeah, I think here's the crazy thing that people don't know who are watching this, but normally my program is pretty heavy in call reviews, like breaking down calls and seeing what you guys could have done better. But I don't speak Spanish, and all of your sales calls are in Spanish. And so we didn't review one single call because the language barrier. And you guys were still able to go without a single call review, just going through my modules, doing the one-on-ones, getting on the group calls, and just like us talking about situations from 39K to 50K in revenue, and set you guys up with a trajectory of business growth and business strategy to take that so much further as you expand to these other countries with different currencies. To go from a 22% to a 51% close rate without one single call review it's a testament to, yes, I know what I'm doing, but more importantly, it's a testament to you guys of being coachable in preparing really good quality questions that I could answer for you and painting these really clear pictures of what was happening on the calls for me to diagnose and then give you guys feedback on. So you guys have been incredible clients who have been extremely open-minded and just willing to learn. So I appreciate you guys for that. And I'm super excited to see what these next 6 months look like for you guys.
We really appreciate all your help, and like really just for people watching this, just hire this man and that's it. Just don't, like, for me, I have really been experimenting with a lot of sales scripts or sales frameworks and a lot of that stuff. But the reality is, unless you are willing to be fully invested on a framework that we know works, you won't be getting the results you want. Like, for me, the fact that as a business owner, we're able to have a 51% close rate without myself closing shows how, like, effective and great this methodology is. Because sometimes we as founders in a coaching business only rely on showing up ourselves to sales calls, and just because of the trust we've built in marketing, close the people. But now that we have, or that I have the opportunity to work with Daniel, having a 51% close rate without taking into consideration the trust factor is huge.
Daniel, great job, buddy. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you guys were doing okay before, 22% is, I've seen worse, trust me. But to be able to just take everything and skyrocket, like, I'm proud of you. It's been incredible to watch.
Thank you, man. Thank you.